Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there. Welcome back.
Welcome back, guys. So this post is talking about, despite Florida being the first state to pass legislation banning geoengineering and the spraying of our skies, it's still happening due to multiple loopholes that permit federal agencies to supersede state laws and continue the practice.
Yeah, we have Florida. Just this week, Florida makes history, becoming the first state to criminalize geoengineering and weather modification. So the new law that is going to be signed is going to make it a felony crime to engage in this geoengineering. 5 years in prison, up to 5 years in prison, $100,000 fine. It passed the House in Florida by an 82 to 28 vote.
Wow.
So this wasn't bipartisan right down the middle, just by an inch. This was overwhelming, essentially. There's 34 other states exploring this type of legislation. And this in Florida was mainly a grassroots push. The people spoke up. That's always a big conversation, is how do we get them to change that up there? Well,
right. People speaking up. This is what is so important. Then we have this, and now I've been trying to decipher what exactly this is saying. So read this, see what you think, and share what your opinion is.
I think that's the best way to go. But before you got into that, the question hit me. Since they're going to criminalize it, I mean, who are they going to go after? It's like it feels like these nameless, faceless people.
Well, going all the way back to the Pluto return of the U.S., the United States is going to be reworked. It's not going to be what it was. It's going to change. And, it could be that certain states are going to leave the Union. Could be that there'll be war and maybe parts of the U.S. will be taken over. We don't know how it's going to play out yet. Again, there's all sorts of prophecies out there, but no timeline is set in stone. So, this post from Babushka, whoever that is, says they are going to report this to the DEP. The notice is from the Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, part of the U.S. Department of Transportation. This person's taking it as a temporary closure of airspace at Daytona Beach International Airport in Daytona Beach, Florida. And the key details, the closure is for geoengineering and WX modification, ACFT EXC, 48-hour PPR. Geophysical engineering and weather modification aircraft requiring permission for 48 hours. This suggests specialized aircraft operations, possibly related to weather modification or research, are scheduled. The identifier notice is labeled DAB 08/164 with a specific project number, and it gives the project number and a phone contact number, too, for anybody who wants to call for further inquiries. Closure period. The airspace will be closed until February 28th next year at 23:59 UTC. Weather conditions as of the last update on August 29th, 2025 at 8:53 a.m. Weather is mostly cloudy, etc. So when you really look at this, I was wondering, what are we really looking at here? Because I was looking at it like the poster had said, and then I was trying to find on the FAA site themselves this closure, which I didn't find. Maybe that was just my searching, but I didn't see the closure. And then I started to wonder, are they saying that there is no closure because perhaps the government has made it illegal to do the geoengineering? And again, the government could geoengineer in Florida if they want to by launching planes in Georgia or Virginia or anywhere. This is part of, the bigger scene and scenario that's underway. Will it eventually lead, to certain states, again, leaving the nation? I think everything is up in the air right now. But as I was looking at this, I was just wondering if they were talking about, because I don't see a NOTAM, which is what we get. We get these notices, and they give us these little boxes. where you're not allowed to fly in for a certain period of time. This happens all the time. In fact, every time the president flies, there's usually going to be a NOTAM with a little box that you're not allowed to go in. And I don't see that with this. Maybe it's just something that I can't see. Maybe somebody's hiding something. I feel like somebody is hiding a lot. Again, Florida made history. Tennessee as well. 34 states or more by the time we're talking about this are trying to do away with, again, the whole process of geoengineering. They've lied to us. They have absolutely lied to us, all of us, to our faces. Because, again, we have a 1979 report here that revealed nearly 100 geoengineering projects back in 1979. We have like the head of the Pentagon talking openly on an open mic about geoengineering weather modification. So, yeah, so much has been hidden from us. So much is really the history buried underneath our feet. Other civilizations are buried underneath our feet. Florida itself is built on a massive limestone platform. This geology allows rainwater to seep through the ground, creating one of the world's largest aquifer systems. As the water flows through the limestone, it carves out extensive networks of underwater caves. I'll share with you a local legend. When I lived in Sarasota, many people talked of a 5D city in the ocean, in the Gulf of Mexico, off the coast of Sarasota. And in fact, Sarasota's beach, the most famous beach, one of them in the country, Siesta Key, is all basically made out of quartz crystal. It's an amazing conductor and amplifier. Very, very high frequencies. I love that area. And yeah, we have so many good family members that are in these areas we're all still getting hit with weather modification. As far as, what I've seen, I haven't seen any ban. There was a big X over our house this morning when I was letting Rama out.
Mm-hmm. It's a mess. It really is. And all we can do is really keep going and putting out the energy into the world that this is unacceptable. This is not how we want to live. And every single person doing their part, whether you can get out and physically do something to advocate for the planet, or even sitting at home, meditating, grounding in this new earth that we all want so desperately. We want for things to really, truly change. And it starts with our hearts. It starts in our minds. So we all have to do our part.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'll put it out there to all you guys and people like Mr. Mission Control, who's always sending us tons of information. If you want to do a deep dive, because we do what we can possibly do, but we do this in between helping dozens and dozens of people with a lot of different issues. Again, energy work issues, spiritual coaching, counseling, Vedic astrology charts, and we live this, but at the same time we're trying to help people on a one-to-one basis as well. So we don't have necessarily the time to dig into all these little items to find clarity. So invite you guys, share what you find, because maybe somebody's got to be notified of this in a very, very official manner. And maybe it could be you that actually does the notification, especially if you're one of our beautiful, wonderful people that are in the amazing state of Florida, because we care about you guys. We don't want you guys breathing toxic air, and we know we're breathing air, and we're neighbors. We're not far away from you guys. It's all toxic. It's all been loaded with barium and aluminum, as well as other biological components too.
It's a mess.
It is. Absolutely. As always, guys, look forward to your comments. Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.